And I think that you can't have anything that's sacred in politics. You know, you can't have anything that's off limits in politics. You can't hold anything up for sentimental reasons and not question it or fight it because it's tradition or it's, just the way it's always been done and just capitulate without question. I think that that's a huge problem the Democrats have and the Republicans too, actually.
Yeah. All right. Well, I just want to make the point. I agree with most of what's said here. I tend to throw people. I basically put them to the test. I'm like, if you're really about these ideas, we'll see how far you can go. But I want to know is when they lean in on you, when they try to force you to do something that's against your supporters, that's against the people that are behind you. What are you going to do? Are you going to stand up for those people, or are you just going to bow down to power?
I just want a level of ignorance on the left that we see in the Tea Party and the right. That sort of blind zealotry.
It's not ignorance.
To a certain extent, it's zealotry. It's a little bit. It's a little bit of.
They want what they want, and they know how to get it.
Yeah, they want what they want.
They might be wrong, but they know how to get it, and we just have to connect the dots.
There's no right and wrong in politics. It's like love. There's no right and wrong in politics. There's only can I get what I want.
Yeah. I mean, that's the bottom line. Taking the morality out of it. Like, they want what they want and they know how to get it. And we need to start knowing how to get it, basically. I don't want to see any more Tom Hartmans talking about, I want the New Deal, but you're voting for somebody that's 100% against half of the New Deal. That's not how you get there.
Hell, I'm less extreme than you. You can say, hey, I want the New Deal, but I'm going to vote for Hillary Clinton. Sure. Okay. Fine, do that. Be that person. But don't be that person who says, I want the New Deal. I'm going to vote for Hillary Clinton. But you people over there who's working towards the New Deal, you're insane. Like, you're crazy. It's like, how dare you not do what I'm doing? Because ultimately, you need to have the sort of wherewithal to say, okay, well, I know how far I'm willing to go. And I'm not willing to go as far as they are. But I respect the fact that there are people out there who will go further than me, because we need them to balance out the zealotry on the right. But we are running out of time, folks.
I was going to say, okay, and let's say they do that, right? Realize that neither of y'all are going to get anything unless you guys both come together. And you don't have to give up anything to join with the far left, but the far left has to give up quite a bit to come to the center right.
It's not just about joining with them. There can be coalitions made between the center left and the far left. There can be coalitions made between the center.
I mean aligning.
Okay, so, but I mean,
aligning with them for coming.
But there can be but I think what we saw, and it's the point that Katie made, what we saw was a depreciation and a demonization of the far left. When really you can just say, well, they're a little bit further left than I am, but I respect the fact that we need people in this conversation who believe what they believe, because it balances out the people on the far right who believe what they believe. And those people on the far right are more problematic to me. I don't understand how we get to the position where people on the far left are more problematic than people on the right. I don't know how we get to a position where Bernie supporters are more problematic than Trump supporters, or more problematic than John Kasich supporters, or more problematic than than David Duke, because that's what we see now. We see people equating Rainier Colic to a white nationalist. And it's like, are you serious? It's like, I think you should always turn to the far left before you turn to the moderate right. I mean the center and far right. But you saw that Hillary Clinton, you saw a denial of her base to turn to the center right, which only crippled you. So I mean, it's less about aligning with or having shared or one has to go to the other. It's more about, okay, I appreciate you for who you are, and we need you in this conversation, and I respect some of your viewpoints, and the ones I don't, we can talk about, but I will come to you before I go to them.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
But sorry, just let me finish up that statement, because when we talk about the ideology of a party, when we talk about the ideology of any group, when we talk about the ideology of any organization or corporation or whatever, you cannot determine ideology by what people say they believe in. You can't determine ideology by what people profess to believe in, what they put in their platform, what they put in their speeches, what they put in X, Y, and Z. You can only determine the ideology of a group by who they allow in and who they kick out. It's like those. That's how you determine the ideology of a group. You say, okay, well, whose voices are being silenced, who is being kicked out of the group, and whose voices are being elevated, and who is being allowed into the group. And we look at the Democratic Party of the past 2 months, 3 months, 4 months since the DNC. What you see is that the Democratic Party kicked out progressives, and they let in Republicans.
And I think I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just want to go in real quick. I think that's because the far left is more threatening to them than the center right. The center right shares more of their donors, shares more of their core values and economic issues and the things that they want to accomplish in that regard. And I think the far left progressive wing, the Bernie Sanders wing, the Rainey Calyx, those are the people that are really threatening to their power, because I think that there is an opportunity to take over the Democratic Party with a more left turn, with more progressive ideals. And I think that's really threatening to them.
Absolutely. And I would have to say that even in the aftermath of everything that's happened, even in Trump becoming the president of the United States, I would say the Democratic establishment, the neoliberals, they made an intelligent choice. I think that there is more wiggle room for them in a Trump presidency because they can kind of manipulate their way out of that than there would have been in Bernie Sanders becoming the face of the Democratic Party.
Absolutely.
I think that both outcomes are problematic, but if they had to choose one, they chose the right one. They chose the one that is least dangerous to the power structure they believe in. So I mean, feel like for all of the Clinton supporters, or not the Clinton supporters, but the crying amongst the Democratic establishment about Trump winning, that he was only their second worst outcome. Their first worst outcome was Bernie winning. It was Bernie winning and Bernie breaking up the telecommunications industry, and so MSNBC losing a lot of their funding or their money. It was him winning and getting money out of politics. It was him winning and doing all of these things to destabilize neoliberalism, because Trump is not going to do that. Trump is not. And so for the people who enriched themselves in the Democratic Party, Trump is not a threat to them. Trump is not a threat to Neera Tanden or John Podesta or Matthew Iglesias or any of the people who make their money as pundits or critics of politics. Trump is not a threat to the Democratic or liberal establishment. He's not even really a threat to those people who are not. Those people who are, in the streets protest. A lot of people are in the streets protesting and crying about him. The people who Trump is a threat to were also threatened by the policies of Hillary Clinton. And so Okay. Sorry. Sorry. We went a little bit long tonight. I apologize. We were just filling in for Ben, but I got a little passionate in case you couldn't tell. Thank you all for joining us. My name is Brandon Sutton. I've been joined by the indomitable Nicholas Nowlin and the dubiously named Katie Gerhold, if I'm pronouncing that right.
That's right.
So both of you guys, 30 seconds to close up. Not 30 minutes. Please don't take 30 minutes. 30 seconds to close up. Tell people what you're doing with your life, where you're going, why you're not married yet. Your mother's really disappointed in both of you.
That's true.
So yeah. So tell people how they can catch up with you, and then I'll close it out.
My name is Katie Gerhold. You can follow me at Katie Gerhold on Twitter. I also host the Planet Progressive podcast on Podbean, and so take a listen to that. It's relatively new, so I'm just getting started, but I'd love some more listeners. So, and as we said earlier, I will be co-hosting a panel show on the Progressive Army channel, hopefully January 2017, tentatively called The Reason We Drink, or Why We Drink. So make sure to keep a lookout for that.
All right, guys, I'm Nick, host of the Takedown with Nick, Subverting Power, a Radical Thought. We will be doing our same old every first Monday of the month. I think this month I'm probably going to try to squeeze in an episode here the day after Christmas. Yeah, Monday I might try to squeeze in an episode. We'll see about that. We're not sure. But you can find me at the Takedown Nick. And I think Andre, Subverting Power, he's also tweeting a lot of stuff. So we pay attention to both of those.
Well, my name is Brandon Sutton. You can find me on Twitter at Pretty Bad Lefty. I am usually the host of Project Sanity, and you can find both of these lovely people on that show whenever I can find them and bully them into joining me. It's been wonderful having this conversation with you guys all. Thank you and have a good night. Oh, and thanks to Ben for giving us this platform to express our problematic views.
Yeah.
So like, subscribe, comment. I don't know how many of you are watching on Facebook, but if you're watching on Facebook, come over to the channel and like and subscribe there too. Please don't be mean to us on internet because we're all very sensitive. Have a good night. Oh, and thank you, David, for producing for us. You're so sweet. Night.
The Benjamin Dixon Show is only possible with listener support. Go to www.thebenjamindixonshow.com to register for our blog, join the Progressive Army, and support The Benjamin Dixon Show. It's Ben Dixon! If you like this episode, be sure to share, like, and subscribe.
Consider becoming a Patreon. Go to www.patreon.com/The BPD Show and support The Benjamin Dixon Show.